Hi, my name is Tammy Overpeck. I am a special educator and I'm also a part of the Indiana IDA board. Here I want to show you that students that are more concrete thinkers um, will often struggle with who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who and where and sometimes when are more concrete. But then as we go into inferential comprehension, which is understanding the what and the why, and then more a higher level of comprehension, which happens as students get older, is how and why. And so students have to, number one, they need to know what feelings and words represent feelings for the how and the why, so that then later on, as the text gets more difficult in fourth and fifth and sixth and on, that they will be able to depict uh, adverbs display explaining how something happens or why something happens, and be able to figure out these emotions, which will help with them understanding and comprehension to be able to answer questions. So let me guide you through this. You want to teach them through a visual and then through a script. So if I start with who, they may be able to decode words because they know the patterns, but they don't understand what they mean. So who is your teacher? If they don't know how to answer that, you have to teach them. A who is a person or an animal. Who is your teacher? Your teacher is a who. Your teacher is a person. Look at this picture. Who is in this picture? This picture is of people. So who is in this picture? This picture, um, who is a boy, two boys, one with a cap and one not. So you have to model this and teach them the script so that then as they see pictures in lower level readers, you can say, who is this book about? Do you see a who? Do you see a person or an animal? I do. I see an animal. Who is this book about? And then they can tell you. And then when there's just text and no pictures, and if it just said the tornado was moving at quite a fast speed, who is this sentence about? Do you see a person or an animal or a thing? Who is a tornado? Who is this about, or what is this about? It's about a tornado. The next one is what. What is a thing or an action? You will teach them this. A thing could be a pencil or a desk or an item. It's a noun, right? A person, place, or thing. But typically it's a thing. An action is moving. So jumping. What are you doing? And you have the student jump with you. Jumping. You're jumping. What is the student doing? Jumping. What is an action or a thing? What is the girl doing next to the popcorn? She's jumping because jumping is an action. What is on your desk? It's a pencil because your pencil is a thing and it's on your desk. You just have to model and you have to give them the scripts. And then when they're in their general education classrooms, or at home, you give parents or guardians the same script so that they can increase the students' comprehension and understanding of these WH questions. What we're looking for is to increase their generalization skills so that across social settings and making friends, and interacting with others, and also in text, they're able to do higher level comprehension skills. When is a time of day? When could be a day of the week? When could be a season? When could be a time? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. When could be a transitional word? After, before, between, later, early. When could be a year. And you have to teach these slow and steady and not all at once. And you do teaching, and then you do guided practice together, and then you allow the student to work independently with airless training to build up confidence. Look at this picture or this word. Is it a person or animal? No. No. I see a clock. And is a clock a when? Is a clock a time? Yes, that is showing a time. A time has to do with when. You just go over and over and over again. If you have a story, you might say, when does the story take place? Remember, when could be a time of a day, when could be a season, when could be a year. And so you're helping the student notice these context clues or these clues to help them be able to answer these questions. Where is a place? And this is more concrete. So this would be one that I would teach right when I teach who. So where is a place? So is your home a place? Yes. Where are you going after school? You're going home because your home is a place. Where are we now? We're at school because school is a place. How is more difficult. How usually describes action or how many. Usually it's the word either it could be the first word in a sentence, it could be the last word in a sentence, it could be right before the verb. We typically see these as adverbs. How many. Two, how do you feel? These could be also feeling words. So once again, helping the student understand like for example, if you use zones of regulation or interoception and oh, your face is flat, your eyebrows are down. When I see this, how do I feel? I feel frustrated or I feel mad or I feel angry. And you list vocabulary words so that you're building syntax for them once they get into their sentences, and they'll be able to pull those out once you teach these words also. How could also be something that's done. How has this happened? And or how do you make that? And you say how has to do with steps. First, I gather wood. Second, I whatever you do. But you can just talk about steps. How do I get to the restroom? First, I open the door to my classroom. Second, I walk in the hallway. Third, I walk to the right down the hallway. Fourth, I cross over into the restroom. The next one is why, and why is more abstract, but why can be a cause or a reason. And you teach them why happens first, and the reason is second. So what happens first? What happens second? And that's cause and effect. Why does the girl? Why is the girl crying? And often the students will just reread the sentence. Now, why is the girl crying? So, second, the girl's crying. What happened first? And so you have to give them these processing scripts to help them be able to figure out in other situations how to use those same scripts across generalizations. Thanks for joining me.